Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wide Gaming, back again with some more Survive the Nights. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you are all good and have had a good weekend and are ready to take on the week. Now, today we have experimental patch notes for 1.14.1, which is quite cool. This one features a whole host of fortification improvements, horde changes, and optimization. If you are a fan of Survive the Night, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video. I greatly appreciate it. Now, as it's going on to experimental, I've got a little bit of background footage, so feel free to check that out. It is a load of, well, you'll be able to see it. I don't know why I'm saying check it out, because it's what you can see. It's what you're dealt with. Deal with it. Watch it. Enjoy it. It's fun. And this one is pretty damn cool. I like the fortification changes that they've made. And obviously, optimization is always a beautiful, beautiful thing. But now they're also changing the way that they release the experimentals and the version numbers. So this is how they're doing it from now on. So we've released our 1.14 patch onto the experimental branch. We'll move this to default early next week, pending no major issues being found. We're also adjusting our version numbers. The build on experimental will already have the version increase. We will keep to this method as it makes things easier to understand. So 1.14.1 is the current version. We should need to hotfix to increment to 1.14.2 and so on. So the next build to hit experimental will be 1.15.0, etc. And we'll cover this a bit more in the upcoming devlog, but you will find a single experimental server up, and of course you can always test by running your own. Please report any issues in the game using the F1 menu, and if you want to track the progress, follow more closely with developments, check out the changelog and their Discord. Now, if you haven't already, check them out. They are in the description below. The team is great at taking on advice. They do listen to everybody, especially for what people want. I really like that. Now, if you haven't checked out the experimental, you can do so just by opening up Steam, select Properties on Survive the Night, navigate to betas, and then select Experimental. That will reinitiate a download, and then you'll be able to check it out from there. So the patch notes are as follows. We have quite a lengthy bunch of patch notes here. We will have a little bit more detailed information to what's coming and what will be in the next ones in the next devlog. But for today, it is just patch notes. So if that's not your thing, completely understand. But feel free, just check out the experimental version. The faster that everybody checks it out, the faster they can move it over to the default branch. Now, for known issues, locks are not working and they have a fix for early next week. Hordes and Zombies. They've reduced zombie amounts by 10%. Hordes can no longer be fled, and Horde zombies now increase in strength as Hordes become more difficult. And a fix for one of the female zombie variants having a really short render distance caused by broken mesh. Now, that's cool. The harder zombies not being able to skip the horde, in my book, fucking awesome. It's going to be so much fun. Just getting absolutely battered by hordes, whether you like it or not. I know some of the newer players might not like that, or some players that prefer the casual experience without the horde might not like that. But you can switch the game mode still to easy, and that does negate the hordes entirely. For passive AI, fix for getting zero meat when when harvesting some animals without a tool. Fix for health of animals being too high. Harvesting of chickens sometimes being difficult, caused by a collider issue. And harvesting breaking when chicken ragdolls away too far. Next is another big thing that they've done in 1.14, and that is tree chopping and felling of the trees. It's really cool. It does make things a lot easier, a lot simpler, and a lot better, really, a lot quicker, which is what we want. I think the trees chopping, in my mind, is one of the more time-consuming parts of the game, especially when you want to build a lot of stuff in bulk. It can take quite a while. Now, tools no longer become less effective as they wear out. All tree chopping point now highlights as you walk near the trees. Choppable area is now bigger to make the tree felling easier, and fixed various collision issues which cause trees to fly off. Removed a small delay in axe hitting animation, and axe fire rate reducing slightly to make chopping faster. If you haven't seen the flying trees, it is beautiful. I've had it a lot. It's fun. They fly off and just stick in the sky, or they fly off, and when you're driving 3 days later, you find them down the road. It's always fun. Optimizations. Widespread adjustments to shadow casters of small design props. Improvements to some performance spikes related to terrain loading. Reduce the amount of loading electrical items given at any time. Rain particles updated and optimized. Lowered rain emission on lower quality settings for higher performance. Improved performance issues related to zombie physics. Sound dampening optimizations. Small vegetation optimization on low quality settings. And small zombie animation optimizations. So they are optimizing quite a lot recently, which is really, really good, especially for low-end PCs. It's going to help you run the game a lot better, even without spending a shite ton of money, which is good. So, item placement. Fix for small drops falling through objects when placing and dropping them. Fixed issues where continuous placement mode would crash the game client. Thank God that is fixed. That was a pain in the ass. Change continuous placement so that it only happens for drops where you would be the desired behavior. And placement mode no longer breaks when moving away from initial place. Fortifications are nearly 3 times more effective. Sorry, we've moved on to fortifications now. I'm getting ahead of myself. Fortifications are now 3 times more effective, and they've replaced wooden fences with 2 new variants, one with a viewing platform on the back edge and the other with a hole for shooting through. Replaced metal fence barricades with 2 new variants, one with a viewing platform on the back edge and the other with a hole for shooting through. Brilliant. I absolutely love that. And next is something that a lot of people will quite like, especially if you like to play PvP and with other people, and that is quick play. Added a quick play feature that joins the most relevant server and can also be used to rejoin previous sessions. Brilliant, brilliant. Localization, which pretty much they've added loads of new languages. Updated translations from crowding, 28th of Jan 2022. Added link to crowd in translation contribution link on language section in page in game. Added Lithuanian support, added Czech support, and added Thai support. Removed over 200 duplicate entries for the translation source file. Fair enough. Don't know. Yep, doesn't apply to me. I'm sure to quite a few people that watch my videos, it may not apply to you guys as well. If it does apply to you and you're watching me from Thailand or Lithuania, then thanks. I appreciate it. Next, we've got a load of quality of life fixes. Fix broken collision between vehicles and garage doors. Campfire growers now open the inventory when pressing E on them. Fluorescent light fittings now start with more bulbs. Thank God for that. They're a nightmare to find. Breaker on-off switch now only goes grey when there isn't enough breakers to activate. Added gap in solid exterior doors to provide improved ability to kill zombies on other side. Added broken glass to exterior doors, increased amount of ammo spawns, and decreased the amount of consumable spawns. Okay, that's fair enough. There is definitely a lot of food and not enough ammo, which you would have thought would be the other way around. Next up is UI. Help videos now take longer to show by default. Improved quick guide working for starting a fire. Death message now works correctly and no longer says dehydration for all deaths. Fixed text clipping in the crafting table title. Padded the text in the main stats area in the inventory. Horde detection indicator on the map no longer has a circle outline. Updated new life UI wording to reflect importance on fortifying to survive. Campfire growers now shift E pickups to save confusion. Campfires now function fully without separate UI window. Fixed position fires now function fully without a separate UI window. Inventory UI no longer flickering when hovering over certain items. Host and solo tabs condensed into single tab for clarity under hosts. Server tab now called join. An improved layout of status readouts in various machines. And fixed issues which incorrectly stated ban as the reason for all disconnections. God, that must be bad. You join in, ban. Oh no, not me. What did I do? Next up, we got sounds. Fix for zombie sound dampening ignoring doors. Fix for zombie sound dampening not working in some structures. And a fixed issue where too many footstep sounds would play for a certain walk run animation. And a generator sound volume lowered. For the visual effects, they fixed glowing wood on fires. But for today, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything from me. If you haven't already, join their Discord. It is down below. Check out their changelog. It is down below. And if you want to see a little bit more wide gaming, check out my socials as well. Greatly appreciate it. Obviously, at the moment, I'm a little bit quiet because as I'm pre-recording this, obviously, but as of today, we've just had a little baby boy. So, I'm very excited. But the socials are a little bit quieter than they would be at the moment, same as the channel. Hopefully it'll be back up to normal within the next few weeks. For today though, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Wired, you've been awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
you.